Hey friends, Pastor Michael from Organic Church. We're excited for another season of growing together. We'd love to have you join us on Sunday mornings at 10 or Wednesday evenings at 7 for friends, family, and a whole lot of Jesus.
Well, Dale, my friend, how you doing this week?
I'm doing good. I'm doing real good. I was continuing job search, trying to upgrade more or less. But
you know what? I'm just going to be true with the audience right now. This feels awkward. Do you know why this feels awkward? Because we're trying to fool the audience right now because we've already had our, hey, how you doing conversation. And now we're trying to do it for the audience. And it's like, it's not as good. Like,
no,
we
it's just artificial.
Yeah,
So.
but I don't think the audience would have wanted to listen to us talk 15 minutes about writing.
No, probably not.
Dale and I are both writers, or we think we're writers.
Attempting to be writers.
And so we were just trading some writing secrets and techniques and just trying to, hash some stuff out about what we think is
pitfalls and all of that stuff.
Yeah, I had a couple questions for him, and 15 minutes later, we're just now kicking this thing off. But yeah, so it, when you're like, hey, how you doing? It's like, I've already asked you how you're doing. Like now we gotta play for the audience, know, so they think
but we spare you the heartache of hearing us talk about that. So.
Yeah, so so I just wanted to throw that out there. Like, we do talk before we hit the little red button, and then sometimes like, oh, we got a show to do. So I got to hit the button, and then I got to start off. Hey, Dale, how you doing? And I'm like, I know how you're doing.
Yeah,
you're doing good.
Absolutely know how I'm doing. So. And likewise.
So I don't know, man. This month keeps getting tighter and tighter. Like there's lots going on, and as far as the moving in the house, like we're hoping in the next 2 weeks it finally gets real. That we're going to finally be able to start doing the actual move and see where all this is going to, see where life's going to take us. I
think it's going to be good for you guys.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the office.
Yeah.
That's one, like, to have my office back to maybe really be able to start writing again without being bothered or, always just trying to fit it in somewhere and just having my own space again.
You should have a 7-year-old and try to find a space to write.
For anything. Right?
For anything.
Yeah. You can't even go to the bathroom when you got a 7-year-old.
Yeah. That's so true for Connie.
It doesn't change much when they get older, but
she has huge patience for that because I'm not the one.
Well, guys are they're working on a whole other level.
Yeah, she's trying to come in and have a conversation with me while I'm in the bathroom. I'm like, no, we're not doing that. Yeah. But she'll come in and have a full-blown conversation with Connie, and I'm like, we're not.
But my wife can do that to me when she's in the bathroom. She'll start, hey, and what do you think? I'm like, can this wait? Until we can talk face to face.
Pause, because.
But they love doing that kind of thing.
Yes, I like to focus. Yeah. I mean, you don't really think it's something you should focus on, but Oh my gosh! Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna stop before that goes down a bad
It's like
alley.
we're trying to get excited. We're tired of, is this going to happen? When is this going to happen? We want to start getting excited. Like, okay, we can move now. We can start planning the next step of our lives as far as, getting in there. And like I said, I'm trying to picture my office how I want it, but at this point, I forget even what the room looks like. It's been so long. So I'm like, until I get in there, I can't really plan too much. And it's just like with everything else. It's like, we want to start trying to, plan where everything's going to go and how we're going to do things. And it's just like waiting.
Yeah.
So we're in the waiting, which,
and with me and Connie and Elsa, and pretty much anybody in our circle right now, we're just kind of trying to gear up for the fall because summer and for all intents and purposes, in my mind, is over.
It's over.
We've had a lot of cloudy days that won't let the sun come through. So it feels like it's waved goodbye. We've had like storms the last 2 or 3 days. So I'm like, yeah.
I mean, it's gonna get really, really hot one more time.
Oh yeah,
if we don't see some more 100-degree days before this is all said and done, I'll be surprised.
But there'll be those summer days that you kind of have to cherish because they're going to be few and far between because Ohio will generate what it always does is that blistering cold winter. So
I mean, when I leave the house now at 5:30, it's pretty much dark now. Mm-hmm. That time of the summer where you walk out and it's almost daylight, it's over with.
Yep.
So that to me is another part of that. I'm like, oh. Because I enjoy that a lot when I can go out and the birds are chirping and the sun's coming up. But that's like over. It's dark.
Yeah. Well, there was a part in the summer where around 10 it's still light out.
Yeah, and that's over with.
And that's long gone now.
Yeah.
So, we're just kind of trying to button everything down, get the house in a situation where when things start to cool off, that we're happy with what we have going on indoors, and because pretty soon you're not gonna be. Because in winter, I'm a bear. I hibernate. Yeah. I don't go too many places.
Yeah.
So you're gonna want to be comfortable in your den. So
6:30 is late.
Yeah, and so
too late.
Yeah. So I just want to get everything where I am not moving a bunch of books off the bed, or I'm not whatever. So just kind of getting everything situated for when fall comes and then winter and all of that stuff. Because I'm a spring and fall person, but I don't get too much of either one of those. The leaves change like really quick, and then it's over. And then spring, I think we get like a week of spring, and then it's into the blazing hot summer.
Yep, the humidity shows up, and it's over. I get it. Yes.
Yep.
Well, Dale, you're in the lead tonight. You are in the lead.
That's a first. I've never led anything.
Never?
No.
I'm sure that's not true.
No, I've led a couple of things. Nothing.
Well, we were throwing ideas around after the last episode, and so you brought to me this idea that nobody really talks about all the promises, all God's promises in the Bible. Now, there's no set list of these promises. Not like you're going to go to the Bible and see 1 through 8,725. So to get into the Word and find all these promises and study them is a little challenging. So it makes sense that not many people spend a lot of time talking about them because it's a little bit of a complicated subject, so extensive.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you brought this idea up to really have an episode where we just focus on some of the promises that God has made to us. And I thought, well, that's absolutely something that not too many people talk about. And when you Google it, if that's the route you choose to take, it's an endless, it's an endless list.
It is.
And I think when I Googled it, it said like 4,000 something odd promises.
Yeah.
And you had mentioned to me like over 8,000.
Yeah. And because I Googled it as well, and it says it depends on what you are considering as a promise.
Yeah.
Because so it can go 4,000, 5,000, 8 at the most like 8,000 some odd promises. Mm-hmm. But I took the 8,000, but that doesn't really matter, because what I was concerned with, or what I wanted to talk about, was that very few people, myself included, know what all these promises are in the Bible. I doubt very seriously. I'd be amazed if you found somebody and said, recite all the promises of God in the Bible, and they just start rattling them off. I doubt very seriously if there's anybody like that. But all of those promises are important. But the thing I wanted to touch on was that there are almost no promises in the Bible that don't come with a requirement. So it's a promise, but either at the beginning of that promise or at the end of it is a requirement from us. It's like, and I have a couple. It's like Deuteronomy 4:29. It says, if we search for him, we will find him. Okay, the promise is we will find him. The requirement is we search for him. Now, if you don't search for him, you ain't going to find him. Mm-hmm. So people are like, where's God at? Where's it? You're not seeking him. You're not looking for him. You're not going to find him. And that's one of his promises. You're not going to look for me. You're not going to find me. Mm-hmm. It's a very simple thing. And then there's Romans. God promises salvation to all who believe in Jesus. Salvation, but to all who believe in Jesus. You don't believe in Jesus, no salvation. Mm-hmm. And everybody tries to make like God is complicated. He's not. That's cut and dry. As far as I'm concerned, whenever he talks about promises, they're fairly cut and dry. There may be other language in the Bible that you'll read, and you'll be like, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? But when it comes to promises, the promises are almost pretty straightforward. It's like, you do this, you get this. You don't do this, you don't get this. And like I say, I have a few of my favorites, and then one is not really directed to us. It's directed to the thief on the cross. And it is, this day you'll be with me in paradise. And the reason that's one of my favorites is because all he did, the thief on the cross, was believe. And so that's all it takes. That's what God was trying, in my mind, what God was trying to explain is that if you believe in me, you will be with me in paradise. And that went out to all of us. He said it to the thief, but it's for all of us. And that's why I was like...
Yeah, it just didn't pertain to the thief at the time. Like, this is your promise.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's universal.
Yeah, because it was... I've got a frog in my throat all of a sudden.
Yeah, but, Jesus wasn't taking pity on him.
No, he was saying, you believed on me, and because you believe on me, you'll be with me in paradise. That same promise applies to us, even though he was speaking it to the thief on the cross. That was for all of us. And because it said, whosoever believes in Jesus shall not perish but have everlasting life. It's the very same thing. He's saying the very same thing. If you believe in me, this day you'll be with me in paradise. And so that's an exciting thing to me, to be, all I have to do is what I've been doing, which is I believe in God. I believe that Jesus died and rose again. And I believe that he has all my sins covered, the new ones, the old ones. But just because I make new sins, that's why we repent daily. Because one day that you do a sin and you're like, I'm good to go. He's forgiven me for everything. No, that doesn't give you a license to then just run around and do whatever you want to do.
Yeah,
you're covered, but you have to live that life.
And that's why I wanted to say, you can't look at this as a grocery list. You can't. A lot of things we do in life of like, I'll get out a piece of paper, I'll make some notes, I'll make a list so I don't forget anything, and then all I got to do is go out and pick up these items and this will happen. So it's all these promises to me. It's not so much about here's what you will receive, here's the reward for that. It's more that all of these promises are designed to draw you closer.
Absolutely. And that's what I meant when I was saying there's a requirement. The requirement is what draws you closer. It's like, this is what you have to do to get here. And when you do what's asked of you, and then you receive that promise, or you begin to feel like you're receiving that promise, you are drawn closer to him. You're like, I'm diligently seeking you. I read my Bible every day. I talk to my pastor. I do whatever it is you do that you weren't doing before to have a relationship with Jesus. That brings you closer. Everything you do that is pleasing in the sight of the Lord brings you closer to him.
Yeah. Because I think a lot of non-Christians look at this as, well, these guys got like a bucket list. And they feel like we put ourselves on a pedestal because we've checked all the boxes. So it's this bucket list. And I think a lot of people, and it may be fair to say that a lot of people can look at that and say, well, that's not realistic. Like, I can't look at that as being realistic. Like, if you do this, then God's going to do this. Well, they're thinking like, well, okay, well, I did it yesterday and it didn't happen. I got into it for a week and nothing happened. A lot of times I feel like that's the attitude that people have if they're a non-believer, is just like, these guys are just this is just a bunch of,
and that kind of thing. I know what you're trying to say, but that's the kind of thing that sometimes bothers me as a Christian, because there is a term that I use frequently from the Bible, and that is diligently.
Yeah.
Diligently isn't a day. Diligently isn't a week. Diligently is committing it to a lifestyle, to be, that's who you are. And when you are, and people are like, well, I did this yesterday and nothing happened, or I've been talking, more about God and great things.
Yeah, or I did this, but something bad happened yesterday. The opposite thing happened of what I expected.
No, life is still going to have its trials, but you are seeking God. You're not, and there are no excuses. It was like, I tried this yesterday and it went backward. And I tried it the next day and things were okay. Or I tried it the day after that and it was nothing really. It wasn't any good, wasn't any bad. But I will always say this when somebody says nothing good happened to me. I'll say, like, you're breathing. How many breaths in a day? And you're never guaranteed any of them.
Yeah, did you count them?
How many breaths in a day? How many accidents did he turn away from you?
How many accidents did you read about that day and it didn't involve you?
And none of them involved you. How many times did your kids come home from school safe and sound? How many, you can go on and on and on and on. And then you want to say, well, I've been reading my Bible and nothing's happening. I'm still jobless. I'm still whatever. You are still drawing breath. You are still in the presence of the Almighty, and any day and every day can change. There was 2 weeks, and that's not a long time, but there were 2 weeks when I was without a job. But I know God. And I know that whenever that situation happened, something's going to come. Something's going to come. Yeah. And now I'm staring at possibly being my third possible employer. Yeah. So I'm like, diligently seek him and don't underestimate the Lord.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I think sometimes, it's like when you have a child and and you say, this weekend we're going to go to the movies. So when you tell that to a child, you might as well have said, I promise you we're going to go to the movies.
Oh, yeah.
But then if something happens and you're like, I'm sorry, we can't go to the movies. It's like, you promised.
Yeah.
Because it didn't happen. Yeah. It didn't happen in the exact moment that they have set in their minds. And sometimes, again, I think for the non-believer, that's how they look at it as, okay, you told me to read this part of Scripture. I read it. And, okay, so now I expect it to happen. But, again, like you said, there was no diligence in it. The only thing you had going for you was your expectation. Exactly. You expect this to happen because somebody told you so. And to me, it's like, okay, you're missing the point of the promise. This is a process. This is a relationship, again, where he's trying to draw you closer. So he's asking you to put your trust in him, all your trust in him. And these are the things that if you can build the relationship and the trust, these are the things will come to pass in your life. I'm not saying like here's the date and the time and the, you know.
Well, it's like a house. Like say you're a carpenter, and you decide, I'm going to build a house. You put one board up. Mm-hmm. It's like I put one board up, but the house is incomplete. It takes more than one board to build the house. So in the same way with your faith, it takes more than one day. It takes more than one favorite verse. It takes more than, you having an idea of what you want. It takes a willingness to do whatever the Father is calling you to do. It takes a willingness to be in your word and draw understanding. It takes, I'm going to go out and in the community, great things. Well, what is that doing to build your relationship? Mm-hmm. Because it doesn't always mean you're in relationship with him because you're trying to show him, look, I did this. What do I get?
Yeah.
And that's not the way it is. It's like, I did this to glorify you. Mm-hmm. I will do this tomorrow to glorify you. I will do this forever to glorify you. I am not going to look for that promise. I'm going to stand on the promise, but I'm not going to look for any specific thing to come from God because he is God all by himself. And I'm not worthy to beg for anything from him, to demand anything from him, because he's who he is without me. And he made me. And because he made me, I rejoice in that, because no matter, it was hard for me when I was younger to rejoice in what God had done for me, because I always felt punished because I'm always bringing it up. I always, too short, too dumpy, too slow, too whatever. And I'm like, I never felt like I had enough of all the things that I had. I like to sing. People would tell me, you sing really good, but I never sang good enough to be like, I wouldn't be like a Michael Jackson or nothing like that.
I never got that.
Yeah, so it wasn't enough.
Yeah.
And so then you start to understand God gave me enough of what I do have. He gave me enough of those skills that I do have that I affect people regardless. I mean, I don't know how many people that I know just because I worked at Mako's. It's not a big deal, but they come in and they'll come in and see me in different places and smile and hug, and they're happy to see me. And I affect them in a positive way. And sometimes for people, that's not enough to understand that who you are to other people. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father who is in heaven. Mm-hmm. We forget that.
Yeah.
Because
some people think if you're not on the world stage, then you're just not important.
Yeah, you're just not doing it.
Yeah.
It's like, and that's nothing to be further from the truth, because the small stage is just as important. That little old lady that sees you, and every time she sees you, she gets a great big smile because she knows you're going to help her out. Yep. Like I used to, this one lady would come into Maco's, and she was a kind of feeble old lady, and I would help her out with her groceries. I'd take them out and everything to her car, and then get out there, and we'd have seriously like a 5-minute conversation about stuff, and she'd leave with a smile, and she'd be happier than when she came in. And so we should always want that. We should always want whoever we contact to be happier after leaving us than when they first came.
Yeah, I had a lady, because I bagged groceries at IGA as a kid, as a teenager, and right, down at the old Clay Land, right. And had this woman come in and just mean as a snake to everyone that crossed her path. Just like nobody could do anything good enough for this lady.
Except little Nikki Offholder.
Yep, that's right. And it was like, I knew she was mean as a snake. I accepted that fact. I would agree with anybody that she has the worst disposition, and she's just looking to strike. Just give me any reason to strike, because if you didn't ring that up correctly, if you don't bag it correctly, but I just went into that like, I am going to make this woman like me. Like, I'm going to, despite her mean disposition, I'm going to make her happy. And her thing is she, like, you could only put cans in a bag, and you could only, this is like how bad it would get. Like, you could only put so many cans in the bag, and you can only put certain things on top of it. You can only group certain things together. And she always wanted one brown bag to be set down inside of another. So she always wanted 2 bags for every, load that you would have. And so I just took it as a challenge. Like, okay, I'm going to remember what she likes, what she don't likes, and I'm going to make sure that I double bag it. And it got to the point where she would request me. Even if I was in the back and somebody else was up front, she wanted me to do it.
Yep. Yeah.
And wouldn't you know it, like, I got in her good graces, and she would actually then talk to me, small talk, and ask me how I'm doing, ask me how school's going, and she would actually kind of laugh and smile a little bit, but that's the only time you would see this lady do it. And it's just like, it just teaches you a lot about, human nature, and you never really know what people got going on in their head and why they do what they do. I can't say why she was mean as a snake to everybody else, but maybe she just tested everybody. Maybe she had such a high standard of herself that she put it on other people. And if that didn't reach her expectation, then that's just the way that she handled it.
Yep.
So, and most of the time, of course, people would lash back. If she, lashed at them, they'd lash back. For me, I was like, "Oh, you didn't like that? Okay, well, next time I'll
next
get
time
it
I'll
right.
remember to do that."
And I did, and so it got to the point where, we got along pretty good, and everybody would just kind of shake their heads like,
"What's going on?"
Yeah, but that's that's human nature sometimes, and and what I wanted to say about these promises is that. God loves us, right? And he gives us all these promises. But he never asks, if you think about it, yes, he gives us the 10 commandments. Yes, he instructs us on how to live our lives. But I don't think at any point in the Bible he says, promise me you won't do this. Promise me you will do that. It's like his love is so divine for us that he doesn't expect us to promise, even though he gives us a level of expectation. But he never says, like, promise me or else.
Well, his love is a love that none of us are capable of having, because his love is agape. And that means without demand. There's no expectation on his love.
Yeah, his promises are like draw you in.
Yeah, it's like you could slap him. I wouldn't recommend it, but you could slap him and his love doesn't fade. It doesn't diminish. It's still, I love you. I'm not happy with what you just chose to do, but I still love you. Mm-hmm. You can say a cross word to somebody down here, and that's the end of your relationship. Yeah. That's the end of, they don't want to deal with you
And this
anymore.
could be somebody, this could be a parent, a brother, a sister. Yeah. And if you have one argument that just goes really sideways, it might be the last conversation you have.
How many people say, and we hear it regularly, all of us, me and so-and-so haven't spoken for 20 years, or, and those things. And I find that unbelievable, even though there are probably some family members I'm coasting toward that number with.
Right.
And not by my choice, but that's another story. But we don't stop and think about what we ruin. And in God's mind, He's like, I'm not willing to let that go. Mm-hmm. You can be who you are with me, but that does not mean I'm not going to love you. Yeah. And I'm going to give you these promises. And when you follow these requirements, this promise will be there for you. Mm-hmm. And that promise requires the diligence and determination, and it depends on your love for Him. You have to let go of wanting God to love you, because He already does. Mm-hmm. You have to let go of wanting Him to love you and focus on loving Him. Focus on all those blessings He's given you already.
Yeah.
Those breaths I was talking about, those days of safety, those days of your family coming home in one piece. Those are countless blessings that we take for granted every day. When my daughter Elsa comes home and she comes through the door, I don't really think about it. I don't she's home safe and sound. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Take it for granted, yeah.
Yeah, we all do. It's like, and I'm not saying I do every day, because there are some days when she'll come home and she'll look at me and I'll be like, I love that little girl. Mm-hmm. And I'm so blessed to have her. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, it's, hey, go in, brush your teeth, blah, 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 on with your day.
Yeah.
But all of that's provided by the Lord above. Mm-hmm. And we're quick to crucify Him over the troubles of our day.
Yeah.
But we are so slow to give Him praise for those things He's done for us. Yeah. Have a long-lasting marriage or whatever. Yeah. And we don't lay that at His feet.
Well, it's just a love that is beyond our human understanding. Because there'll be a lot of people in your life, you'll screw up, you'll do something you know you shouldn't have done, mm-hmm. and somebody will say to you, promise me you'll never do that again. And when you hear it, you're like, okay, I promise. Mm-hmm. But then as a human being, like, let's face it, how many times do you actually mean it when you say, I promise?
It's cheap.
I promise I won't do it again. And let's just say, okay, yeah, there's plenty of situations where, guess what, you do it again. And then you're at the point where somebody can't forgive you because you promised them you would never do it again. God's love isn't that way.
Nope.
And that's hard for us humans to understand. Like, okay, this isn't just, a husband and wife can love each other and make mm-hmm. promises to each other. That's one kind of love. But God's love is on a whole other level.
Oh, absolutely. And it's just, it's comforting to know that, at least to me, that I could fall away from God. I can fall as far as I want to fall away from Him. And when I'm ready to come back, He's always right where He always was.
Yeah, and when you were talking about, there's things that you mention all the time, things you can never get over, like being short mm-hmm. and stuff. Well, my problem always was, I was always upset when I felt like things were being taken away. Like I had this great childhood, and then my mom gets sick, so something got taken away from me, mm-hmm. right? So then I get married at a young age, and then the marriage fails, so something got taken away from me. Both my parents are gone, so those relationships have been taken away from me. So that's sometimes been my struggle is I know how good God has been to me, and then something will get taken away from me. And I'm instantly like, okay, I don't get that one.
Yeah, it's like a rising tide.
And then I'm like, okay, he got me over that hump. And now, okay, I'm in a place in my life where I'm comfortable again. Oh, well, now he took that away. I don't get that. Yeah. And so then you get to the point where, like, as I've said before, all right, I'm going to do it my way now. Because I don't understand why you would give and take it away. You know, you just don't understand. But as you get more spiritually mature, then you start to understand. You start to understand that no matter what happens, God is still the driving force in your life. No matter it's like once you're in, you're in. Like God isn't going to quit pursuing you, as we talked last week about seeking. God isn't going to stop looking for you. I think I said, you know, when you're lost and you don't know where to go and you have no idea where you are, what's the one thing you're hoping for? You're hoping that somebody comes and finds you. You know, whether you're 6 years old or whether you're 30 years old, or you're hoping somebody will find you. And I think it's that way with God. It's like he's not going to stop. He's not going to stop looking for you. He's like that parent that your child has gone missing, and that parent is never going to stop looking for you, even if every other,
every other situation.
If all the facts line up, like, okay, this kid's gone, like your child's gone, he's dead, that parent will still, to the day they die, either expect their kid to come home or they'll still be looking for him.
They need that closure. It's
but that's how God pursues us. I mean, it's like he's never going to stop looking for you. So, again, for me, it was always, let me try to do this on my own, and then you realize, like, that's not the way this works. But when you come back, it's like he's like, okay, yeah, well, this is your third time, so now you don't get all the promises.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't work that way. Like, they're all still there. Like, everything he's always promised you is still right there in its place.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't put you from the gold level to the bronze level.
Yeah, you don't fall back.
Yeah,
it's like, hey,
I mean, we're the ones that fall back.
Yep.
You know, we're the human beings. We're the ones that, Jesus Christ died for. We're the ones that fall back.
Yep.
God doesn't fall back like that. He just doesn't. But sometimes as we've started this conversation out, it would seem to us, based on our own expectation, that he does fall back.
Well, and also we have our own feeling, and we feel differently than the Lord. And that's for whatever reason. And a lot of people will say, well, Adam and Eve and blah. No, that's part of it. But just as human nature, we don't have the mind that God has. And so we get in our feelings about everything. And it's no different with God. We get in our feelings with him. We're like, well, I've been doing this for X amount of years, and nothing's ever changed, and he's never been there for me, and blah, 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 and just throwing ourselves a great big huge pity party. And God, at that very moment, could be sitting there going, I don't need this. But he doesn't. He extends his hand instead. Yeah. And like, I don't know how many times I've been in a situation and I'm like, why are you doing this to me? I've been good, and we make all the bargains or whatever. I've been good. I've been, reading my Bible, and sometimes we think that reading it is understanding it. And you can read the Bible and not understand it. So I'm like, I read my Bible. Like, yeah, but you're not committing any of it to your heart. You're not living it. So, but we don't think that far. Yeah. We think it's like reading the Bible,
just
good
an
enough.
Instruction manual,
reading it, good enough.
Yeah, or a wish book.
Yeah, It's like you said that made me think of when I was little and had those Sears and Roebuck Christmas catalog. It's the very same thing, because that was the kid's Bible.
Yeah.
You open that up and you see all those toys in there, and you're like, my mom would have a circle, one toy that we wanted. And we're like, whatever it is,
come on, Dale. Now you circled more than one.
Oh, I circled more than one.
Because we get told circle 3 things. Maybe if I circle 5. Well,
no, don't get me wrong, because we had 10
or if I
kids
can't get this,
family.
Circle something else. So, you're like, okay, well, I'll give you 3 other options.
Don't get me wrong, because we had 10 kids in our family. So my mom would say circle 1. Yeah. But little Dale was like, circle that one.
You're circling the whole page.
I'll take that one, and the big bike, and the talking robot.
Yeah.
but and we're like that. We look at the Bible sometimes and we think, well, I read the Bible and I do all these things, but you don't build relationship. And it in a lot of our podcasts, it comes back to that. You're not building relationship. You're building expectations. You're building goals. And God is not about goals. God's not, oh, you prayed for 345 days. You're at platinum status.
Yeah, it's like a credit card.
That's not how it is.
Yeah. Why do you think it's so hard for people who don't believe they're mulling this thing over? Why do you think it's so hard for them to look at this as a relationship and not this instruction manual or commitment? This, like they're signing a contract. Like, oh, if I commit to this and I can't do this, this, and this, and it's just, like I said, it's just instructions on a page, and this is how these people are trying to control me and make me live. Why do you think people have such a hard time seeing that this is a relationship?
I think a lot of it has to do with the invisibility of God, because a lot of us have a hard time believing in something we can't see. We feel Him. If we're honest, when you look at a sunset, I'm always bringing up, the glories that God puts on display daily and nightly, but you don't see Him. It's not like I'm sitting here talking to you, and you say, "Well, tomorrow I'm going to pick you up at 8:00," and
we'll
it's tangible. It's tangible, and that letdown, at least if like you don't show up at 8:00 and we don't have breakfast, that's tangible. I can call up and say, "Hey, where were you?" But an all-seeing, all-knowing God, you're not going to have Him right there in front of you. But what people don't realize is He's inside. He's closer than that. I'm closer than a brother. And so He's closer than anyone could ever be. Mm-hmm. But we put that wall of selfishness up. And it's hard to accept that somebody is looking out for us in that way. That somebody, their whole heart and soul is in nothing but making sure that we're okay. And a lot of us will be like, well, He's never been there for me, and putting that wall up when He has. He's been there.
It's just hard for me to fathom how an atheist can strap on a parachute and jump out of a plane and trust that parachute to this device. Trust this device so much that you're willing to jump thousands of feet out of the clear sky and hurtle towards the ground. Yeah. But they can't give this thing a chance. They can't give this relationship a chance.
All the things that man can do now, you have with like AI and all this other stuff that man can do, but we can't believe in an all-powerful being forming us out of the dust, breathing the breath of life into us, setting us on a path of righteousness, and still being there at the very end of our life and everybody else's life, saying, "Come home." You're like, "Yeah, I set you out there to do great things." The Bible says, "Greater things than this shall you do." So it's tough when your parents have an expectation of you, you know, like, oh, he's going to go to college, he's going to get his degree, he's going to be a doctor, and he's going to marry a beautiful woman.
Quarterback,
yeah, and all those things, those are hard expectations. But your Father in heaven has even harder expectations, because his expectation is for you to love your neighbor as yourself. His expectation is for you to demonstrate the love of God, to demonstrate the love of Jesus. And in a world like we live in now, that's difficult. Mm-hmm. And so it's easier to say, this is too hard, I'm going to stop. This is I don't believe. I've pushed and I've pushed and I've pushed, and I don't believe. I'm just going to let it go. And that in my mind is crazy. I'm sorry. When somebody tells me that they don't believe in God, I look at that as a person that either, one, is super, super not smart. I know that's not like the literary way to say it, but it's because how can you wake up? And I say this all the time. How can you wake up? Something completely out of your control, waking up. You are not in control. Once you close your eyes and you are sound asleep, it is up to the good Lord Almighty whether you open them again. So how can you wake up, put your feet on the floor, put your eyes to the sky, and not feel that he's out there? You know what I mean? It's just, it boggles my mind.
I mean, if you're in a deep sleep and a thief breaks into your house, you are
at his
mercy.
Yeah. Or her mercy. We don't want to. You women are perfectly capable of being burglars. But yeah, you're at their mercy. Mm-hmm. And so it's God that says, thief pass by. You know, day will rise up for another day. It's the Lord that determines that stuff. And when he gives you a day, use it. Don't sit there and gripe about, oh, my back, or, oh, this, and my kids don't. No, go out and use your day. Your kids don't love you? Give one a call. Say, hey, you know, I know we've been on rough terms, whatever. Can we have coffee? Whatever. You know what I mean? Just, and I'm not talking to anyone in particular, mm-hmm. but as you go through your day, there are things you can do. There are behaviors you can exhibit, because who knows, in that one moment when you say, hey, can we have coffee? That person on the other line is like, you're right, God. I said if my dad or my so-and-so, my significant other called me, I'd give them a shot. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to do it. So you may be affecting your Christian relationship and theirs. You don't know, because the Lord moves in mysterious ways. And he has determined what will and won't be. Not us. He has determined. It's all in that book that we keep wanting to read and understand. But it all begins with believing his promises and living for him. Mm-hmm. Not living for the promise, living for him.
Are there some particular promises that you personally live by, that you hang on to more than others?
That's a good
Is there one
question.
that really stands out for you without having to go look it up? You know, like one that really keeps coming back to you?
Well, there's one that I don't know if I call it hang my hat on, but it says, for all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. And it's not a promise, but it's something that I hold as a promise, because it means in my head that no one is better than you, Dale. No one is worse than you. For all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. So you're not better than that person down the street. They're not better than you. You are equal in the sight of the Lord. So live your life, live your day on equal footing with them. Treat them the way you want to be treated. Have them treat you the way you want to be treated. Don't take a back seat to anybody, and don't sit in the front seat in front of anybody. You are equal. You strive side by side. I don't care if they're billionaires, trillionaires, or penniless. We all strive together. We all want to get to the end of this life better. We want to be, whether atheists admit it or whether whoever admits it, we all want to get to the end and be proven right. I mean, atheists are like, there's no God, told you, whatever. But I don't believe in their heart that that's what they want to see, because I just find that silly to think that you would take eternal nothingness.
Well, I don't want to keep beating up on Bill Maher from week to week, but when you were talking about how intelligent people, and he made the remark, like, I don't see how intelligent, well-educated people can believe in this stuff, because it was like, you're too smart to fall for it. That's his.
Yeah, and I'm like, what? We're too smart to fall for the fact that there could be an afterlife? Yeah. You would prefer emptiness and nothing, and that's the end. Just bye, Bill.
Yeah, and all the people that you've loved before, and all the people that
all gone,
you will love to come, and every family member. Yeah, it's like you don't hope anything for your family, it's hard.
Yeah,
it's hard
and when you talk to somebody face to face who's that way, it's even harder, because usually if you're talking to somebody face to face that way, there's somebody you know. And so you're trying to figure out in your head, how did you get to where you don't think there's anything
I'm always at the point,
there?
like, I don't even know how you're dealing with life right now.
Yeah. I'm like, how do you... Yeah,
maybe that makes me seem like a fragile person.
No.
But I'm just thinking, like, I don't know how you do this life every day. And because I hear it plenty of times, I'm just not that religious of a person. So they're almost saying, like, yeah, I'm religious, but I'm not that religious. So I'm like, what are you saying?
Saying like too religious. I'm religious, but just a handful of religious.
Yeah.
Not like a whole bag full of it.
Yeah.
It's just like a handful.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, no. It's like I had a pastor at this one church I used to go to, St. John's Worship and Praise, and his name was Clifton Kilpatrick, and he had a sermon once talking about how we like to portion out God. It's like some people are like, I just want this teeny tiny little bit of God, and then
he's a TV dinner.
Yeah, he's just pop him in the oven and give him microwave him for 30 seconds or. Oh, that would be gross. But just microwave him, and then, okay, he's ready.
Well, it's like he's a salad bar. Like, like you're going to go and just...
And then there's some people who's like, well, I just want a spoonful, like medicines. Like, you really don't take, So just how we try to ration out and rationalize him. And God cannot be marginalized. God is infinite, and God is so much more than we understand, which is why we try to put him in a box, because he is more than we understand. And because so we try to box him into where we can grasp what he's all about, and it'll never happen, because he's too much. He can't be contained. And I said this to you before, he's inside time, outside time. He's before time, he's after time. He's infinite. And we don't understand that. He is infinite. He's omniscient. He's omnipotent. All these things mean he's everlasting to everlasting. He was before we were, and we don't get that. We don't understand that. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God. And it's like, what about the bang? And
when you really get into it, though, you can understand that, he was prepared for AI. Like if you really get into it and understand it, that book was written thousands of years ago. And you would think like, okay, because there's a lot of literature, so to speak, that it's very dated. It's written to appease the people of that time. And it doesn't, I mean, yeah, we can read them as classical pieces, anybody who wants to study it, but it almost lives and breathes within its own time. And only people that are maybe interested in that time are going to go back and find it again and make it relevant. But so a lot of times, yeah, most literature, it's speaking to the people of the time. Very few things can you point to that's like, this is speaking to all people for all time. And that's how the Bible is. Like, absolutely. Yeah, he he was prepared for AI. Like, the Bible doesn't change. There's no, there's a lot of instruction manuals and books and stuff that come out. You'll see like, oh, it's the 9th edition, updated version that, that kind of tries to keep up with, technology and, as we live.
Changing times and stuff. Yeah.
But the Bible's not like that. There's one version. It's not being updated. Yeah, you can translate it a little different. Some people will, switch some words around here and there, but there's no updated version. Like, it was all handled the first time around.
Well, and it's like they point out sometimes. 40 authors, 66 books, 1,500 years, and the distance that these people were apart from each other, to have one cohesive book that tells this story from beginning to end, from start to the future, and there's no book like that. And it's so big and so valuable that people try to disprove it.
Yeah.
What other book is important enough to try and disprove?
Yeah.
And nobody's running around trying to disprove, Stephen King wrote The Shining or whatever. No one's doing that.
I mean, you can point to you could maybe point to a few small things, like we're still trying to figure out who killed JFK.
Yeah.
So how many books have been written about the assassination, and how many different people were like, okay, yeah, that person wrote that book, and we're trying to tear down everything that he wrote, and this, you know what I mean? So we do have certain things that we keep trying to
figure out.
Yeah.
But
and revise.
Yeah. And that's kind of my point, is like, there are a few books that will garner our attention for a moment. But the Bible, from its inception, people have tried to break it down.
Yeah.
And that's not been like a consistent thing with every other book.
And of course, I've been seeing a lot of things lately on Facebook and on the internet where, they've uncovered archaeology. They've uncovered this and uncovered that links it back to biblical times. So there may be proof of the Last Supper or, whatever it might be. And it's like, so we're always looking to try to prove the Bible with, archaeological research, what have you. And it's like, to me, it's like, there's no need to do that. It's like, to me, it's like people are missing the boat. You're missing the point here. You don't need to find, the exact place where Paul is imprisoned. You don't need to find the ark.
No, you don't need to find any of that stuff.
It's irrelevant to what, the Bible means. So to me, it's just always like, yeah, okay, that's cool and everything, but if you've spent your whole life either trying to prove or disprove the Bible, you have missed the boat.
Absolutely.
It's like right now, and a lot of people with, Iran and Israel, and some people were like, oh, this is the end of times, and Israel is actually the Antichrist, and they're coming up with all these conspiracy theories. I'm like, if you spend your whole life wrapped up in these conspiracy theories about what you think, where the Antichrist is and who he is and what he's doing and when Jesus is going to return and all this stuff, you're missing the boat. That's not what God wants you to do. And he even says in the Bible, he says, take care that you're not getting yourself wrapped up into these conspiracy theories. And
don't concern yourself with the worries of the world.
Yeah. Put your eyes on me. Don't.
Yeah. Focus on God. Focus on, and it's easy to say focus on God, but when I say that, I mean pretty much that. Focus on what God would have you do in your life. Focus on being closer to Him. Focus on forming a relationship with Him. It's always going to be about a relationship, because when you have a relationship with anyone, a real relationship, it's unshakable. We both have wonderful wives, and we can argue with them. And we can.
Well, I wouldn't dare. Yeah, I wouldn't dare.
Well, no, subtly argue.
We try to influence.
Yeah. Well, you're not gonna like come straight. No, I don't have face-to-face confrontation with my wife. That will not end well. but we can disagree, but it's unshakable, because you come into my house and disrespect my wife. There's a different Dale.
Yeah,
there's a different Dale, and I never show him, because no one's ever disrespected my wife. But if you do, there's a different Dale.
Yeah,
and it's the same with God. You form a relationship with Him, and when it's strong, it's unshakable. No one can tell you that God won't lift you out of something. No one can tell you that God doesn't exist. No one can tell you He won't help you in your time of trouble.
Yeah.
No one can tell you that He's not happy when you rise. No one will be happier, because Bible even says when one of these little ones.
Yeah.
So it's just, He rejoices at our successes. He doesn't want us to stay there in that one success and say, "Oh, this was fantastic, I'm going to stay right here." No, He continually, like any father, wants you to grow and excel. He wants you to continue to love Him. He can continually build a relationship with Him to see what He has for you, because He has plans. And if you love Him, you want to see what those plans are. You want to. What do you want me for? Where do you want me to be? Who am I supposed to be, Lord? And if I'm supposed to be a penniless bum on the street preaching your word, then that's who I'll be. And some of us are not willing.
Yeah, I mean, it makes you appreciate how unique you are. Because a lot of times you can get wrapped up in, again, you're like, I was too short, couldn't do this, couldn't do that. I'm kind of like that. Like, I'm not a Mr. Fix-It. So
me either.
So when you're around other guys that are a Mr. Fix-It, you can feel a little small. Like, oh, I don't have any idea what these guys are talking about. I can't do that. I can't,
like Roger, I feel completely incompetent next to Roger.
You can feel totally incompetent being around certain people. And then you can get wrapped up in that and forget how unique you are. Like, there's other things that, like, they can't do, that they wish they could do.
Absolutely.
And you're like, yeah, well, God has given me gifts, and you have to. And if you get to a place with God, you'll start to appreciate how unique you are, and not worry so much about the things that I haven't been designed to do.
The trivial
like, that's not the work that I've been given to do, and that's okay. Like, we all can't be, we all can't be plumbers. We all can't be, cabinet makers.
Be doctors.
We can't do that. I mean, the world wouldn't work if we were all the same.
No. That would be chaos.
Yeah, it would. I mean, it'd be boring. It'd be boring too. So, yeah, you really start to appreciate those things when you see yourself as God made you, as opposed to how you see yourself, and because a lot of times that's a bad image, is how you see yourself in the mirror. No. You're just looking for all the imperfections.
You're always looking at.
Think
the
about
flaws.
it. When you look into a mirror, it's so you can fix your imperfections. That's the main reason why we use a mirror, so we can fix our hair, we can brush our teeth, we can shave.
Stay away from a mirror. Too many flaws to fix in one sitting.
And this will tie into what you said just a few minutes ago. So my favorite promise is, lay down your burdens, come on to me, and I will give you rest.
Yep.
That's probably the one that comes back to me the most, and probably one of my favorites. And it's something that on paper you think, okay, well, when God thinks I need a break, he'll give me a break.
Yep.
No, it's not exactly what it means. No. It actually means that a lot of times, even when you are in trouble, even when you are down to the last, to where you think you're on the last leg, to where you just can't go anymore. The tank is empty. Look to him, and he'll provide you with a little bit more. He'll provide you that little something extra to go the distance. And when the time comes, yes, then you will find rest in the fact that you will find satisfaction and rest in the fact that you look to him to solve this problem, to complete this
see, and that's another
situation
thing with people. We're very literal on some of the things the Bible says, and every time I see the word rest, like come unto me and I will give you rest, that's not necessarily meaning relax.
I'll give you 10 hours of uninterrupted sleep.
Yeah, that's not always what it means. It means I will give you what you need. If having a little more money toward the end of the week would give you some kind of mental rest, then maybe that happens. Mm-hmm. Having your kids leave you alone for an hour or two when you get home, maybe that does it. Mm-hmm. Not having to worry about someone who's been, hospitalized or something for a little while, and now they're starting to heal. Maybe that's the kind of rest. Rest means multiple things, and that's why we have such a hard time understanding God, because we're like, well, which one of those do you mean? What do you mean? Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
What are the concerns of your heart? Because he knows them. Mm-hmm. But what are the concerns of your heart? And look for those concerns to be answered. Those who diligently seek him. When you pray without ceasing. If something's really valuable, and Elsa does this all the time, bless her heart, she's very diligent. Can I have a squishmallow? Can I have a squishmallow? Can I have a squishmallow? And it, not just every day. Every
hour on the hour.
Yeah. Like clockwork, those cuckoo clocks, or the little Swiss guys that come out and bang them and then go back. That's Elsa. Yeah. Like, ding, 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 ding. Can I have a squishmallow? Ding, 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 ding. Can I have... I'm like, oh my God.
It's only $1.
Yeah,
it's only
right?
$1.
Yeah, exactly. And so those kind of things, that's diligence. And that is, without ceasing. Yeah. That is what you have to do when you're praying. That's what you have to do. If it's valuable to you, important to you, put your prayer life into it. Draw somebody next to you and say, look, this is the situation I'm going to. Where two or more are gathered, there is he in the midst. So I need you to come alongside me for this. And don't be afraid to have a partner that you can tell something to, and it's not going to go anywhere but to heaven. Mm-hmm. Because we all have to have that person. We all have to have that one or two people that you can come up to and say, look, I've been struggling. Alcoholism is just, it's got the best of me, or whatever it is. I need you to come alongside me, and I want to break this yoke. Mm-hmm. And God is there, and that can be the rest he's going to give you. You don't know. But what you can't do is worry yourself about what promises he's trying to fulfill. What's the end goal? You worry about creating a relationship with him, and all that stuff. Just, you can relax.
Yeah.
Because...
Or it's just when you're in the midst of... Because I always look at this a lot of times, if you're in the midst of a really busy, stressful day, and it just seems like it's just getting tighter and tighter and tighter, and there's no way out, and it's just, you have those days where it's just like, I didn't expect this at all. Like, I thought I was going to come in, it was going to be a nice, calm day, I had everything planned, and now it's like I'm in the middle of this whirlwind, in the middle of this hurricane.
Yep.
I'm in the eye of the storm now. And sometimes it's in those moments where I'm like, okay, separate myself from myself, look to the Lord. And it's in that moment, it's like, okay, he's going to give me rest from this burden. In the moment. It doesn't mean I can quit. I still have to finish the job. Yep. But at this point, it's like, it's the calm of the storm. Like all of a sudden, it's
you can see a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah,
like,
and it just everything gets quiet. Everything, even though it's still everything's going on around you, things can get quiet, and everything will get small, and you can just concentrate on what you need to do, and just be like, you got this, Lord. Everything is going to turn out exactly the way you planned it to. I have no need to be this stressed out about this situation, which it really isn't that big a deal. Mm-hmm. But sometimes it just takes looking to God to be like, okay, I need to step back here and let him just guide me through this and just give me calm before I lash out at somebody, before I make a stupid decision because I was stressed out and, didn't slow down enough to think about what I needed to do. It just kind of puts it all in the calm, puts it all in perspective, and you can make the decisions that you're capable of making instead of making mistakes. And that's, to me, that's one thing that means. And another thing for me is it takes me all the way to death, to where he's telling me, like, yes, at the end of the race, at the end of this life, you can count on, if you come to me, if you believe in me, there's going to be there's going to be rest and peace.
That
at the
real
end of this.
rest.
Yeah.
That real rest.
Yeah. But you have to come on to me. You're not going to find rest any other way.
Yeah. Don't be so wrapped up in yourself, because a lot of us are right now. Just so, what can I get? What can I get? What can I get? Mm-hmm. And who's looking out for me, kind of thing. Yeah. And we can't be that way. As Christians, we have to say, how can I serve? Mm-hmm. How can I help? What can I do to show somebody the love of Christ? And when you get to a point where you're more important than the mission God has called you for, that's when you find unrest. That's when problems are going to start to filter in. That's when all the bad situations get bigger, because everything is like you said, is like all small, and you're getting everything handled, but then you start to concern yourself with you, and this slips through your fingers.
I mean, if you look at it in your hands, you're like, I can't control. Everything's coming at me from all directions. It's big. Like, I can't, like, it's all coming down on me. But then if you okay, now take all that and put it in God's hands, and you're like, oh yeah, it's kind of small. When you think about it, when you take it from your hand and put it in, let's just say it's a marble, and you could look at that marble and be like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's so large. It's like one of those big fat agate marbles.
Or yeah. When you put it in his hand, and it's a grain of sand. Yeah. It's just like, okay, that's how God sees this problem that you're stressing out about so much. Just, it's not a big deal.
No, it's not.
It's not,
And we need to realize that, and just let God do his thing. Because sometimes that's also a problem for us, is letting God do his thing, because we don't always think that he does his thing in our time. Yeah. He's not a McDonald's God, and so because some people will say that's a good thing.
I hope he's not a McDonald's God.
Right? It's like, at least be a Texas
forget my fried apple pie in the bag. Right? Oh. They brought the original fried apple pies back to the menu. They're so good now. Like, I'm so, because I ate them as a kid, and
I know.
Fried apple pies.
I paused
for a while. They've been like baked, which they're still okay, but nothing beats that real fried apple pie.
I'm gonna tell McDonald's something, and I don't want him to get mad at me, but I'm gonna tell McDonald's something. You can stop making the McRib. It doesn't.
Oh, doesn't Pastor Michael love the McRib?
I don't know if he does or not.
I think he does.
So
watch it.
That's smashing of his taste buds. No, my heart is set on this. Me and Pastor will have to butt heads because the McRib is gross. It doesn't taste like a rib. I know what ribs taste
just like. It's like they took a slab of meat and used a big cookie cutter that looks like a rib and pressed it in there and then slapped it on a bun with some ketchup.
I feel like that's exactly what they did. Is you just took some Heinz 57, just splashed on it a little bit and stuck it in the microwave for 30 seconds. Your McRib is done. Yeah, I was like, it's not. Just stop making them. You can make all the Shamrock ones you want to, and the apple pies, keep that forever. Mm-hmm. And stop with the McRib. That's gross. Mm-hmm. That was a public service announcement.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I mean, they did away with the McPizza.
That was
they never
wise.
brought that. I don't think they ever brought the McPizza back. I'm trying to think of some other ones that were pretty wild. I'm sure there was a McTaco or a
I'm sure when they tried to butt into the Taco Bell business and the McPizza, McTaco.
A McChalupa, I don't know.
That doesn't even sound tasty.
No.
The McChalupa.
Yeah. So.
Is that a sign that we're winding down?
That is a sign that we are winding down.
Talking about fast food, we are winding down.
Yeah. Well, these things they're important. You gotta.
Well, I'm gonna tell it to you this way. If I'm talking to you, sooner or later, we're talking about food. You don't get all this gut without eating a couple of meals.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I made the mistake of telling my wife that more or less that I don't eat for
her cooking.
No, I don't eat for pleasure. I only eat out of necessity.
You sound like my brother Art.
Which is not entirely true, but it kind of is. Like I don't really go after food. Like I just want to eat. Mm-hmm. I don't really enjoy eating. I know there's some people like, oh, they just enjoy eating. Like, I've never been like, oh, I just want to eat something. There's definitely foods that I enjoy that I really like, but at the end of the day, it's just a meal. Like I just eat because if I didn't have to eat, I would probably skip a lot of meals. I guess is what I'm saying. If it wasn't a true necessity, I wouldn't think about it that much, or I'd probably just eat chocolate cake all the time. If it had no nutritional value, I would probably just eat cereal and chocolate cake.
Wow. If they had new nutritional value.
And maybe, like a sweet potato once in a while, and maybe like chicken Parmesan.
I would probably just eat chips all the time.
Yeah, but there's just some things
my brother Art, he eats when he's hungry. Mm-hmm. And that's the only time he eats. If he's not hungry all day, he doesn't eat.
Yeah.
Now, Darlene might make him eat here and there because he's, not in the best health and he's got to eat something. Yeah. But if he has his choice, he only eats when he's hungry.
Yeah.
I ain't like that. No. I am. You gotta be careful with me. Our kitchen is close to the living room and we have a dining room table, and as soon as I walk into the kitchen, everything is fair game.
You're just that guy opening up the covers, just standing there looking in it like.
I looked at the dog.
What can I eat?
I looked at the dog once and thought I was going to put her on the grill. I was like, I don't know. But you better hope there's something in this fridge, because if not, I would never grill. I would never grill her. She's a sweetie.
But yeah, so to each their own.
Right?
But but now I hear it all the time. Like, oh, you just eat when you have to eat, and you don't like my food or what. I'm like, that's not what I said.
No,
no,
that's how women hear things. Like, you don't eat for pleasure. Oh, my food doesn't make you happy.
Yeah.
That's not what I was saying.
No. Or it's like, oh, you think I eat for pleasure? You think I just eat all the time? And I'm like, no, that's not what I said.
It's like, well, what did you say?
Yeah.
And I was like,
never mind. Yeah.
Yep.
Not important. So. All right, sir. Anything else on the promises of God? Anything else you wanted to? And you got a little notepad there. Did you cover everything you wanted to cover?
I did not. There are 2 promises on here that I wanted to comment on. They're not exactly written from the Bible, but they're from the Bible. So
that doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah, I know. I'm not being very linguistic today. Yeah. So anyway, that's 2 verses I want to mention. One is Matthew 6:33. It says, "God will supply our needs according to His riches and glory." And what I take from that means that whatever we need, God will supply. His riches and glory are infinite. Mm-hmm. There are so many things that, and I'm not even talking promises. There are so many things that the Lord is capable of. Kevin Garnett once, whenever he won his NBA championship, he wrapped up the basketball and said, "Anything is possible." That's
2008 with the Celtics.
Yes. Oh, and that is God.
Yeah.
Anything is possible, no matter what the size of the hole, no matter how estranged you are from this person, no matter how long you've been broken. He will supply you all your needs according to His riches and glory. And the other one was John 14, verses 2 and 3, and it says, "Jesus promised He will return for us." And that's the one that sinks into me, because a lot of times I worry about the next day and the next day and the next day. What am I doing? Mm-hmm. What am I living for? What is my direction in life? Who am I supposed to be? Now, I worry about those things kind of in private. Well, not so much anymore, I guess, after this. But
you're a big deal now.
Yeah. Well, no. but it is to know that if I stay true, and even if I don't stay true, that He's coming back for us. Mm-hmm. He is on His way back. And seeing people don't understand that He is approaching.
Yeah, He doesn't say I'll be back if.
Yeah, he's no matter what year, what day that happens, He is always approaching. Mm-hmm. And one of these days, whether I'm alive to see it or whether I'm one of those called up from the ground, I'm going to see it and I'm going to be happy. I'm going to rejoice. And I lay a lot of my hope and peace in that. In that, I might not have had a good day today, but He's coming back. I might not have been the person I wanted to be today, but He's coming back. And so I am always happy to know that God is coming back for me. God is coming back for, I hope, for all of my friends and family. That would be the heartbreak of my life to go and not bring anybody with me. Mm-hmm. And by anybody, I mean family, friends, anybody. And it's just like anybody that I had contact with and say, I spoke to that person, but I didn't breathe into them anything. Yeah. And now they're headed the other way. To see that's going to break my heart, to know that I could have said something. I could have come to church, or meet my pastor, or come to men's breakfast, whatever.
Yeah.
And to see them fall the other direction will just break my heart. Mm-hmm. But what also makes me happy is He's coming back. And so it's not all up to me. It's up to us. So if you want to be there and you want to see Him and you want Him to come back for you, do those things that will put you in His good graces. Don't worry about the promises. Don't worry about the heartache. Don't worry about any of that stuff. Mm-hmm. And just worry about building a relationship with Him. Get involved with Him. Trust him like you would family, because he is. He birthed you in his mind and then sent you into earth for a reason. And so believe that you have a reason. Believe in God. Believe that he's going to turn your life around. If things aren't going good, tomorrow's a new day.
Yep. I'll be back.
I'll be back.
And you don't want to hear him say "Hasta la vista," baby.
No, don't. Just,
sorry, I had to get it.
I thought I was corny, but
it was. But I had to do it. So it was there.
Yep. Saw the opportunity. You took it. I am not going to hold that against you.
I'm unique.
You're unique.
Yeah. That's it.
Right?
Can I use that?
Like that.
I'll give you 5%.
Shoot.
Okay. Yeah.
It's on you.
Was I'm sorry, one more thing.
Nope.
Kevin Garnett. Was he the big unit?
No.
What was his?
He was
just the
what was Kevin Garnett's name? The big unit was Randy
Randy Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah, a baseball player.
Yeah.
What was Kevin Garnett? He had a nickname, right?
KG, as far as I know.
But no, he's something else though.
I don't know. I'm going to have to Google.
There's your homework, folks.
Yep, there's your homework.
Yeah,
what was Kevin Garnett's
Dad and I
nickname?
were Celtics fans. I remember watching that series. So exciting. Yeah.
I was not.
And the way, and you know what? And the way I always said about Kevin Garnett, it didn't matter if it was some meaningless game in the regular season or Game 7 of the playoffs. He prepared the same way.
He played the same way.
He played the same way, prepared the same way, got jacked up the same way. And, you could almost see God in him.
Yeah.
To have that kind of preparedness every day was unbelievable.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. Always impressed me.
Always liked Kevin Garnett. Not a Celtics fan, though.
Well,
my apologies. Just the way it is.
We just broke up, Dale.
That's the end. The dream team is no more.
We'll work it out. We'll work it out for next week.
I started saying we got a whole week to work that out. Anything else?
No, I think that covers it, man.
All right.
You want to pray us out? I'll hit the green button here.
Sure thing. Father God, thank you for allowing us to get together once again to have a nice moment of fellowship. I love and appreciate my brother Nick. I also appreciate all those people who are struggling in whatever situation is going on in their life, finances, children, work situation, whatever, Father God, that they can rest on your promises and know that you are there for them, that you hear us when we call, and we need to just fall in line and just call on you and believe that no matter what's going on in our daily lives, that you are there and that we can do all things through you because you strengthen us. Thank you once again, Father God, and I pray that you give us traveling mercies as we leave here and that we meet together again at our appointed time. And we pray all these blessings in your most wonderful name, in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Hey friends, Pastor Michael again. If you've enjoyed this podcast, you should consider joining us on Sunday mornings. Our address is 1943 North Water Street Extension in Yorksville. We'd love to have you join us for an in-person service.